What's up, EFD squad? Welcome back to Scout Reports. With Arsene Wenger under the cosh at Arsenal, we've made a list of 5 managers who could replace him at the Emirates. Let's go. 5. Brendan Rodgers. Probably the least popular of the 5 candidates we'll discuss today, Brendan Rodgers is still a solid coach with good pedigree. The Northern Irishman got Swansea promoted to the Premier League and kept them up with an attractive possession style, finishing 11th in their first season in the top flight. Liverpool picked him up, and in his second season the Reds finished second, narrowly missing out on the title to Manchester City. That got Liverpool back in the Champions League after 4 seasons away, an achievement which could make Rodgers an attractive prospect to an Arsenal hierarchy missing their usual UCL money. And Rodgers' side played exciting dynamic football, bagging 101 league goals in 13-14, the 3rd highest tally of any team in Premier League history, and Liverpool's best total since 1896. However, critics will point to a wonder season from Luis Suárez as the source of that success, and Rodgers would be unlikely to fix Arsenal's defence either. In his time at Anfield, Liverpool conceded 200 goals in 166 games. That's around 1.2 a match, actually worse than Arsenal's last 4 seasons. Even in that miraculous campaign, the Reds allowed 50 league goals, only the 8th best record in the division. And public relations would possibly be the biggest obstacle to Rodgers taking over Arsenal. When he was eventually fired in 2015, Liverpool were in 10th, and the Gunners' famously demanding fans would be unlikely to take to someone that their rivals deemed not good enough. The former Chelsea youth coach has revived his career in spectacular fashion in Scotland though. When he arrived at Celtic, the team was in tatters after the fiasco of Ronnie Dyler, as demonstrated by Rodgers' debut defeat to Gibraltar side Lincoln Red Imps. Nonetheless, the Hoops ended up winning the SPFL with a record 106 goals, and they became the first Scottish side to complete a top-flight season undefeated since 1899, going 69 matches without a loss. Pretty impressive. Nevertheless, he'd be a gamble for the Gunners, so we have Rodgers at number 5. 4. Joachim Löw. Of all the serious candidates put in the frame for the Emirates job, Joachim Löw is perhaps the most enigmatic. The German has been out of the club game for 12 years, taking charge of his national side in 2006. But apparently he will be linked with major club jobs until he takes one or he dies. However, before assuming control of Die Mannschaft, Löw was a well-respected coach in Austria. He won the title with Tirol Innsbruck there in 2002, despite the club having no money, and when they went into liquidation, he moved to Austria Vienna, who were in first place when he left. And despite their current standing, the Germany job was no easy ride. Though the Germans reached the 2002 World Cup final, they exited Euros 2000 and 2004 at the group stage. In his time at the helm, Germany have gone to 5 major tournaments, reaching at least the semis every time, making 2 finals, and of course winning the 2014 World Cup. Cleverly, Löw has used friendlies to tinker with lineups and formations. His win rates for those games is just 47%, while in competitive fixtures he has won a huge 80%. And he is able to coach around squad deficiencies too, using Hauedis and Boateng as fullbacks for much of the 2014 World Cup, and creating a dominant attack despite 36-year-old Miroslav Klose being his best striking option. Gunners fans worried that the 58-year-old seems dull might be relieved to know that Löw's first move on taking over Germany was to instruct his players to pass faster, as he was concerned that they were holding onto the ball for too long. Perfect for Arsenal's squad of genteel technicians. And he's hardly boring off the field either, twice having his driver's licence confiscated over the last 12 years for speeding. Finally, Arsenal have lost 15 and won just 7 of their last 27 away games at the time of recording, while Löw has never lost an away qualifier with Germany. If he could fix that issue, Arsenal could once again trouble the top of the table. 3. Ralf Hasenhüttl. A career win percentage of 42% is not exactly enticing, but Austrian Ralf Hasenhüttl is in his first big job, earning his position at RB Leipzig after sterling work in the German lower divisions. His first managerial role came in 2007, and he gained the attention of the European game for his work at Ingolstadt, who he got promoted to the Bundesliga, keeping them there with an 11th place spot the next campaign. Leipzig picked him up for their debut in the big time, and Hasenhüttl's high-pressing style was perfect for their young squad. They finished second in 2016-17, putting up exceptional defensive numbers by marrying a vigorous press with a well-drilled back line. However, they do like to play a high line, with no German side catching opponents offside more often than Leipzig's 2.8 a game. That could be suicidal with Arsenal's defenders, but if Leipzig can get results with 19-year-old Upamecano and 21-year-old Klostermann, then perhaps Kolasinac, Bellerin and Mustafi can work out too. Encouragingly for Arsenal, Leipzig are a dominant possession side, with their 54% average the third highest in the Bully, and only Bayern Munich spend less time in their own third and more time in the opposition's. They also have an incisive short passing game, leading the division in through balls with 2 a game, and they play fewer long passes than any other Bundesliga outfit as well, on just 55 per 90 compared to the league average of 67. The attack is a problem though. Leipzig hit nearly 2 goals per match in 2016-17 but have dropped to 1.5. While there are genuine concerns over the viability of Hasenhutl's 4-2-2-2 system without the superhuman Naby Keita in the middle of the park. But if the arrival of the Austrian prompts a mega bid for Zivkovic, Kovačić or Milinkovic-Savic, we're sure there'll be no complaints in North London. 2. Maurizio Sarri. It would be hard to get Maurizio Sarri out of Naples. The coach was born there and divided his time between amateur football and banking, only giving up his day job at the age of 40 when he was given a full-time coaching position. Napoli are the first truly big club to give him a shot, but a raft of their stars are expected to leave in 2018. And if Gulam, Jorginho, Koulibaly, Insigne and Diawara all head for the exit, Sarri might be tempted to follow suit. The architect of Europe's most enjoyable team, Sarri arrived at the Stadio San Paolo from Empoli, who he got promoted to Serie A after 6 years out of the top flight. Taking over from Rafa Benitez, Sarri had good materials available to him, but expectations were not sky high. Benitez had finished 3rd, then 5th, taking 1.9 points per game during his spell in charge of the Partenopei. However, Sarri has taken 2.3 points per game in his 2.5 campaigns with the Little Donkeys, and has masterminded 2nd and 3rd place finishes, with Napoli looking like true title challengers for the first time since the early 90s and the days of Maradona. Napoli would probably be called an attacking side, and that's sort of fair as they've scored around 2.3 goals every match under Sarri. The season after Gonzalo Higuain left, having netted a league record 36 goals, Napoli actually scored 14 more. And it's hard not to imagine the Italian coach getting a league production if he had Lacazette or Aubameyang instead of Mertens and Milik. So perhaps you're wondering why we said it was only sort of fair to call Napoli attacking. Well, the Gliazzurri have conceded just 0.9 goals every 90 minutes with Sarri in charge, and while Benitez lost every 4.5 games, Sarri only loses every 8.6 matches. And he has only conceded 4 goals twice in his whole time at the club. Arsenal have done it 7 times in the same period. With his side averaging a massive 60% possession, Sarri could well find Arsenal's DNA to his liking, and he has also got credentials at turning garbage into gold. He could be the dream candidate. 1. Leonardo Jardim. Not as exciting an option as Sarri, Leonardo Jardim has plausibility in his favour, with multiple bookies rating the Monaco boss as the frontrunner for the Arsenal gig when Wenger eventually exits the stage. Venezuelan-born to Portuguese parents, Jardim made his name in the Liga NOS. In 1 year with Braga, he coached the club to 3rd, in the process winning 15 games in a row. Next came Olympiacos, who were 10 points clear at the top of the league when Jardim had had enough, and he went back to Portugal with Sporting. Again, he lasted just 1 season, but this time Sporting gained 25 points more than they had in the previous campaign, prompting a big offer from then free-spending Monaco. James Rodriguez had just moved on, but the Monegasques took to Jardim's regimented style brilliantly, riding an excellent defence to 3rd place. That year, the club allowed just 26 goals in 38 games in Ligue 1, the best in France, and overall they have conceded under a goal a game during Jardim's stewardship. By comparison, since 2014, Arsenal have let in 1.1 a match. But Jardim is not just a defensive manager. In his first 2 campaigns in the Principality, Monaco scored 51 and 57 goals, or around 1.42 a match. Hardly the stuff to fill 60,000 seats at the Emirates. But in the 3rd year, a squad of talented youngsters hit 107 in league play alone, and this term they are still averaging 2.5 goals scored per game. Remarkable given that Monaco have lost 7 players who contributed 45 league goals last year. With his preference for a 2-striker system, Jardim would no doubt excel with Lacazette and Aubameyang, and Mkhitaryan and Ozil could ably replicate Bernardo Silva and Thomas Lemar's incisive passing on the counter-attack. However, the Gunners would have to spend big in midfield, with the squad currently lacking the mobile ball winners crucial to Jardim's game plan. One warning though, Arsenal fans shouldn't expect days of blowouts to end if Jardim gets the job. Over the last year and a half, Monaco have lost by 3 goals or more on 8 separate occasions. Small price to pay though for a shot at the title. So those were our 5 managers we think could replace Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. But what do you think? Got any better shouts? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, why not check out Football Mundial? And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.